Hi guys, so it's been a while since I did an update on my eToro portfolio, and the reason is it's smaller than my other portfolios, so at the moment I've not been doing as regular of updates on that, but obviously as the portfolio grows, the more updates I will do. This is sort of the portfolio where I have taken a few more risks, but it seems to be doing really well at the moment. So I'll just take you through what I hold and how it's doing, and yeah, let's just get right in. So I'm going to start with sort of my most profitable to my least profitable. So the first on the list at the moment with a 77.6% return at the moment is Bitcoin. So you can see here I've invested $200 in Bitcoin here, and it's currently worth $355. So a pretty decent return. I sort of took a big risk with Bitcoin. It wasn't something I was interested in for a long time, and I finally decided to bite the bullet. And a lot of people are like, oh, I've invested when it's like really high, like, are you sure? And I was just like, well, you know, it's not that much money in the grand scheme of things. I've got my emergency fund, I've got my other safe investments, so I'm okay with like 10% of my investments being more risky, but it seems to have paid off. So that's that. And what I like as well, actually, just before I move on, what I really like on eToro is that you can see here all of the positions separately. So you can see here my first investment was $25, then 50, then 125, and each of these you can see separately how they're doing, what the profit or loss is for each individual one, and you can close these positions individually. I don't know, I might just be overthinking this, but I think that's a really cool thing. Anyway, next on the list is Ethereum. So on here I've not invested a lot, and I'm like really gutted about that, because I've only put $25 in, and I've had a return of 70% almost. So it's currently worth $42. Again, this was a bit of a risk, seems to have paid off, and I'm kind of just, yeah, really gutted I didn't put more in. I do have a bit more in my Coinbase portfolio, but still I put more in Bitcoin than I did Ethereum. So this one seems to be doing a lot better now. NEO is next on the list. So if you remember, I talked about this in one of my old videos, again about being like a risky investment that I just decided to take a punt on, and it seems to again be like my third best performing. So I invested $50 and currently worth $63. So that's a return of 27% at the moment. AbbVie is next. Not really a risky one here. I've been a big fan of them for a long time, so it's just one of the more sort of safer ones that I've got on this portfolio. Because I have people copying me on this portfolio, I don't want to have too many risky stocks, so quite a few of them are like the ones I consider personally safer. So AbbVie here, I've got $150 and currently up almost 20%, with a value of $179.92. Johnson & Johnson, what a surprise, I know, right? But I've got about $100 here in Johnson & Johnson, up about 9.6% at the moment, with a value of 109. So next we've got a copy trader, and I've changed who I'm copying. So previously I had a guy who was doing foreign exchange, but he stopped being active and doing anything, so I sort of cashed in my profits from copying him, and I looked at all the others and then decided to go with this guy, Ed Butler. You can see here he's got quite a lot of positions, so big names, you know, like Facebook and PayPal, Netflix, and then also some index funds, etc. So yeah, loads and loads of things here, including things like renewable energy. So you've got like First Solar here. I've talked about that in one of my videos. I think it was the sectors to watch with Biden as president video, and same with Tilray. So Oh, and Aurora, actually, that was also in that video. So yeah, so I was just really happy with sort of all the positions he had and the amount of diversification that he's got, and his results. So I ended up going with him, and I started copying him on the 15th of January, you can see. So obviously the longer you copy someone, the more likely it is that you'll have profits. So I'm currently up 9.4%, which is fairly decent for essentially a month of copying. So I'm really pleased with that. Just remember, with copy trading, a lot of the people do actually use CFD trades, which, you know, I'm not a big fan of generally, and I would never recommend anyone who's a beginner and who doesn't know what they're doing to even touch CFDs. So this is why I don't put a lot into the copy trading. But because these people have good results and I'm sort of looking at their positions and how it's going, I'm okay with sort of someone who knows what they're doing taking that risk for me. So next we've got 3M. I've got $100 here as well, up 6% and currently sitting at 106 pounds, dollars. This is what I keep forgetting with eToro. Your money's held in dollars. Admiral Group is next, so I've got $100 in them, currently up 5%, so sitting at $105. Now Drax Group is next. This was a new addition, again only $50, currently up 2%, so not too bad. This one has been going up and down since I opened the position on the 14th. They are basically an electricity company in the UK, if you haven't heard of them, and they do provide a lot of renewable energy and stuff in England. So I thought this was like a good UK based company to look at in terms of like the renewable sector. They are quite a well-known company, so it's basically just me trying to invest in the UK renewable energy as well. I'm sure there are better companies, but this is just one that I'm a bit more familiar with. So I decided to go for that because I prefer to invest in companies that I'm a bit more familiar with. Legal & General next. So I can't believe I didn't invest in them sooner, to be honest. I've mentioned this before. So I've got $234 invested here, currently up only 1.3%. But they also pay like a really good dividend. So currently up only 1.3%, but they do also pay a really decent dividend. So I'm not too worried about that, but the value is $237 at the moment. The next two, again, pretty defensive stocks, but they are currently down. So Procter & Gamble, I've got $270 invested in them, but I'm down 9.3%, so currently only worth $244. And finally, GSK, I've got $120 here, again down almost 10%, so valued at 108. But you can see my positions here were opened at the end of last year. So GSK has actually been considered significantly undervalued pretty much for the last few months, which is probably why it's like this. So I have averaged out my position in my other portfolio, but with this one I've not added much to it. So overall, I'm basically looking at £162 profit so far, which isn't bad considering I only started using eToro really in the second half of last year. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully it was useful. Like I said, I haven't done this for a while because the portfolio isn't very big, but I do plan to put in more money into eToro going forward, so watch this space for more updates. Anyway, that's it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.